meeting is now being recorded.
Good morning, everyone. In this video, we are going to show you how to create on-demand print-friendly certificates for a class. And we're actually going to use a previously generated class and show you how to basically retroactively generate certificates for that. When we're done, you will know how to allow your students to receive emails that have their actual certificates on them, and also how to generate the certificate itself and print it out. So the first step, as per usual, is to go to your organization's LMS checkout site. And that will typically be some kind of organization code.lmscheckout.com. LMS stands for Learning Management System and is the primary software we use for medication certification here at MCCA. You will want to log in using your email address as your username and whatever password was generated when your account was created. All nurse instructors should have accounts already. If you are a new nurse instructor, you need to contact the MECA office so we can generate an account for you. We're fine with nurse instructors creating accounts for students, but not for nurse instructors. Okay, so once you've logged in, you will go to Manage Courses, Live Classes. And then depending on whether your class has just been held or whether it's one that happened several months in the past, you will want to toggle between View Archive and Active Classes. You can do that with this link here. And let's go to this one from May of 2017 just for demonstration purposes. I'm expanding the class record by clicking the plus sign next to it. And you'll notice that there are several options down here, including class roster and assign certificate. Assign certificate is the new function. You'll want to make sure this dropdown is set to MECA certificate final and save your changes. And for all intents and purposes, that is it. That effectively creates active certificate for that class. And you'll notice that now that I set that certificate, there is now a link here on the expanded class record that says View Issued Certificates. And you will want to click View Issued Certificates. And everybody who attended that class that you certified will now have a record here. We'll go over certification in a second, but this is everybody that was certified for that class. Everyone for whom, if it's an initial certification class, had a test score of 80 or above, and the nurse instructor witnessed them demonstrating competencies, and then the nurse instructor, most importantly for this system, checked the box indicating they demonstrated competencies. And that step, again, we'll go over in a second, that step effectively certifies the student. You'll notice by each student there are two icons. One looks like the back of a credit card, and the other looks like an envelope. The first one will display a print-friendly version of the certificate in your browser. It looks like this, and you can print it fairly easily. You can even save it to your computer. This is their official certificate. And then the one to the right will email it to the student. I just want to show this one other thing here. So the class roster, and you get to that by expanding the record and going to the lower left of the expanded record, will show you who's been certified. And one thing you don't want to do if this is an old class is save the changes to a class roster, because again, whenever I save a class roster for which there are checked boxes on this list, I'm effectively certifying that student today. So if I were to click Save Changes right now, all of these students would basically be renewed for the next 14 months. And if you do this by mistake, you should contact us and we can fix it. But for best practices for folks that are actually working with actual records out there, you only want to check these competency completed boxes if and only if the the student has recently demonstrated competencies, and you as a nurse instructor witness them doing so. By checking this box and clicking Save Changes, you are effectively saying, under Missouri law, I, as a licensed nurse in Missouri, have certified this person for medication certification today. Okay, so that's a very serious thing. It's not just clicking stuff on a web form. It is more than that. It is an official action, and you want to take it seriously. We take it seriously. So don't do that unless you really mean to. But anyway, to enable certificates for an OIL class, you won't even really need to mess with the class roster. You just need to make sure assigned certificate is set to MECA certificate final, and then view the issued certificates, and click Save on the class record, not the class roster. And that is how you certify students, or actually generate certificates for previously certified students. Thanks for using our system.